Radio Information Management System, RIMS, is a fully integrated information management solution that automates the implementation of the regulation, which sets the role of the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority, TRA, in the issuance of permits for the installation, construction, development and maintenance of public radio communication stations, PRSs. The system also manages the licenses for sharing telecommunication masts and towers between operators. The existing database that has license information and allows monitoring of existing stations has been transferred to the system. The system also provides the role of the regulatory authority as an intermediary in the communication between the operators and the relevant authorities in obtaining any other permits according to the law. On the home screen, we have the opportunity to log on to the system as one of the three types of users: TRA, operator, and other relevant bodies, such as BDF, CAA, and so forth. In this case, we log on as TRA. On the first screen, we have an overview of the notifications that we receive when working on the system. On the right-hand side, we have quick links to each of the processes. Left is the main menu with quick links to all functionalities. By clicking on the PRS Overview link, all of the base stations in the system marked in the appropriate color for each operator owner will appear. In the upper part of the map, there are controls. On the left, zooming angle, and on the right, control information tools are displayed on the map itself, as well as a tool for displaying information about a particular base station. By clicking on the Site Info tool, and then at one of the stations, we have a shortcut to view information about it, a link to the detail page, and an overview of stations that are near the one we're currently looking at. By clicking on Details, it takes us to the Station Details page. In the left section, we have a list of photos showing what that particular station looks like, and on the right, the map of its location and coordinates. The remaining section shows all available station information in detail. Repeatedly clicking on the Site Info tool deactivates the function for a brief overview of station details via a pop-up. By clicking the Layers button in the upper right-hand corner of the map, opens a panel in which in the first section we have an overview of the symbols marked on the map, shown when we are zoomed in appropriately. Then, controls for displaying base stations from specific operators, marking of the zones on the map, as well as the change of the base map on the map, World Topo Map and OpenStreetMap. In the second part, we have a tabular overview of the base stations with links to the details again, as well as the ability to filter by multiple parameters. In this particular case, we filter stations that are exclusively of the type guide mast, and then those that are only from the operator Batelco. Filtered results can be exported to a file or printed. We see the details of the site with ID GRD802 from the results. In the View section, we have a link or pin that will take us to the location of the station on the map. Using the Site Info tool, we again see the pop-up with station information. The last part of the map panel is the search for stations by coordinates or addresses. We enter coordinates and the tool takes us to the location of the station they correspond to. In the menu on the left, there are links to all the processes and all the phases in which an application can be found. We see a tabular view of all applications that are in process, along with brief information about the details and status. We see the process section in the initial phase of the application process. We can sort them by one of the parameters such as the application number, or in this case, the type of station, then see the base station details in the site ID column, and so on. Next, we will start an application process by an operator. We log into the system as an operator, in this case, Batelco. We see the notification section on the first screen. We select Application Process and we see all of our applications that are in process. By clicking on Create Application, we access the form for starting a new application. We have options for selecting from planned stations, creating new ones, or launching an extension application to an existing station, the right part of the screen. We select one of the planned stations, enter the necessary documentation, and start a process. Now in the list, we are seeing the startup process that has the status pending for now. We are logging in again as a TRA user. In the notifications part, now we see the process that was just started by Batelco. By clicking on the link, we access the list of all processes at that stage, and we see the very last one at the top. By clicking on the ID of the station, we access the details of the station. By clicking on the link in the Resolve column, we open the response form for the specific application. We have the opportunity to inspect the document that is attached and start or terminate the process. We enter a comment and successfully start the process. We return to the list and we properly see the new status of the same process. We re-log in as an operator, and now in the notification section, we see the information that our application was approved by TRA. By clicking on the link, we have access to the next phase, i.e., filling out the relevant documentation for the application and submitting it. In the application packages section, we see the status of the same application in the actual phase, which still has the status pending. We log in as TRA. Dashboards. Review of information through diagrams, such as the number of stations divided by operator and by type of station. In the section Filter by Municipality, we have a map with municipalities. By selecting one of them, we receive information only for that particular municipality. Dashboard operational. Besides filter by municipalities, we have a filter by date as well. KPIs. Diagrams divided by process type. In each of them, we have a display of different information, such as percentage representation of site types in the process itself, number of successfully completed versus failed applications, etc.